I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And so the gazelle is running and the lion is chasing. And the story says it doesn't make a difference if you're a gazelle or a lion. When the sun come up, you better start running. Now watch this, this is what's deep. Although the lion is the king of
Hey, my name is Soleil Lindsay, and I'm the owner of Soul Rise Essentials. And just wanted to take some time out to shout out my friends, Brittany and Terrence from Blackwell Legacy Group. Wanted to let you know if you are in need of mentorship, guidance, motivation, clarity, and just an awesome and fun environment to meet other business owners, I definitely recommend Blackwell Legacy Group. Starting a business is not easy, so having them to help me and assist me with just strategy before starting my business, and also now in the growth phase of my business and sustaining my business, that is not easy. I'm just truly grateful for them. So they will always get my vote. So if you need a business coach, you do need a business coach, okay? Anybody that has a business needs a business coach, and also a mastermind group as well. So they will always get my vote. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Terrence, for just being awesome and there for me every step of the way through my business ownership journey.
Hey y'all, I am Kiki here with the Let's Toast Events Experience Coordinator, Wedding Officiant, and Marriage Resource Company here in the city of Richmond in the state of Virginia. One of the best decisions I did for my business was hiring a business coach. I hired Terrence Blackwell with Blackwell Legacy Group. One of the best things I could have ever did, hands down. It actually works. One of the strategies he taught me was the golden hour, which is when you set aside a specific hour to just do outreach, reach out to try to get new clients, and it actually works. Like I recently have implemented that, and I was able to book 3 people within that 1 hour. Like literally just sitting down, reaching out to people who I haven't heard back from, and people are like, oh my God, I forgot, and book right away. I got contracts signed and deposits were made and everything all within that hour. So one of the best pieces of advice I can give you or anyone who is looking to grow their business is to hire a business coach. Start with Terrence Blackwell.
Okay, let's go.
All righty. Hello. Hi, Kiki. I think we had someone else jump in. They may have jumped back out for a minute. I was trying to let that loop again so we could wait for them, but we're going to get the party started.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, doing well, doing well. Okay, so I am not sure if you have heard yet. We are doing a sprint. And so it is the Business Acceleration Sprint, and it is a sprint for 60 days. It starts on March 13th, and it is a chance to win $1,000. That's really what I should have led with. So it's basically a competition, and you're going to be judged by your revenue increase. You have all the things written down by your revenue growth, by positive reviews, client acquisition, and the goals that you have achieved. So that starts March 13th. You have to be in the group. That's one of the things you have to be, which Kiki, you already are. Please feel free though to share, tell other friends, fellow, business owners, etc. Yes, that we, they have a chance to win $1,000. Who would not, say, why not? So do that. Terrence, our coach, is going to get ready to get started. I'm really excited for tonight's lesson. He talks about, of course, social media and showing up, and he gets, personal, which is what we like to do in this group. And he talks about how social media has looked like, for him and for Blackwell Legacy Group. So I'm excited for this lesson. So Kiki, you know what time it is, Coach? Same for you. Feel free to take it over.
All right. Thank you so much, Brett. I definitely appreciate it. You're doing amazing. You definitely make this so much easier. So I definitely appreciate it. Thank you guys again for hopping on. For anybody who don't know, watching this video, again, my name is Terrence Blackwell, co-founder of Blackwell Legacy Group, and we are business coaches that are helping small business. And we've been doing this now for close to 10 years, helping small business owners. And one of the things that I wanted to highlight as well, not only are we helping small businesses, but we're trying to do our best with helping. That's our biggest thing, just helping. And we partnered with, over the years, I think 2019 is when we started. We partnered with nonprofits. And one of the nonprofits that we started with, they are on a journey to cure homelessness in Fort Lauderdale. So that's one of the ones we partner with. Another one is one out of Atlanta, Georgia, that works with adaptive sporting. And so another one that we partner with. So just so that everybody knows, we take proceeds from our coaching business and donate monthly. And what we've done this month, we said, you know what? We're going to take, from every dollar we're going to donate, right? We usually just write, a certain amount per month, but we're donating from every dollar that we get this month. So not only are we helping businesses, but we're trying to help as a whole. So that was something I wanted to highlight because I'm really excited about it. Also, like Brittany was saying, we have the BAS, the Business Acceleration Sprint, which I'm really excited about. I love sprints. For you guys who don't know, I ran track in college. So I'm super, super excited about it, because it kind of brings me back to my roots. I can mix track and field and business together. So something that I'm definitely super excited about. It's going to be a great opportunity. Anybody that Kiki said for us, anybody that that who's interested in potentially growing their business, make sure you share this information with them, because we're literally giving away $1,000 cash just to grow your business. That's the only thing we want to do. So you're going to be judged on those merits, like Brittany said. Your business revenue growth, you're going to be based on client acquisition, how many new clients you get. You're going to be judged based on customer reviews, positive. And then you're going to be judged on goals that you set and that you actually achieve. So who wouldn't want to be a part of a competition like that? So I'm really excited about it, guys. Today, what we're going to be talking about is something that is essentially personal. It's showing up on social media. And when I created this training, one of the things that I wanted to do was kind of be raw about like my actual feelings towards social media, because I think it's going to help somebody. And so this is called Showing Up on Social Media. This is your step-by-step guide to who you are without losing yourself. Brittany, if you can do me a huge favor, if you could put the link in the chat so people can have access to that file, so you guys can kind of follow along with what we're talking about today. And I appreciate it. And this came, guys, to be honest, this came from like the thought, and what I do is when I create content, any content that I create, I literally ask people, what is it? What are some challenges that you're having? What are some things that you want to do better? And that gives me an opportunity to create real content, right? So I'm not just creating content that I think people want to hear. I'm creating content literally. This is somebody that reached out and said, "Hey, James, I'm having this issue. Cool. This is what you need to do." So this is what I created this training based on, right? So when we talk about social media, guys, I just want to be honest. There's days, and I'm not so much now, but I say like 3 or 4 years ago, there'll be days where I don't want to open up my app for Instagram, right? And I'm not talking about posting. I don't want to open the app. And the reason why, and I'm gonna tell you guys some of the reasons, and it became a place to me where it almost felt like a job, right? It was like a whole nother job. It was so draining. It wouldn't allow me to kind of like be in my gift, right? My gift is being able to coach and help people. And in my opinion, it took away from that. And I had to figure out, and I had an epiphany. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the switch, where the switch happened. But before I go there and tell you guys about the switch, let me tell you guys some of the things that I dealt with in that period. And if you felt something similar, you guys just give me an amen in the chat, give me a 1 thumbs up, if it was something that you dealt with. So here's the 6 factors that led to that feeling that I was having, being inconsistent on social media, not wanting to post, right? And number 1 was a lack of planning, right? So I would just wake up one day and say, I want to create some content, right? So there wasn't any structure to it. Or, maybe I need to, maybe I want to get more clients. Let me post something, and hopefully from this post, I'm going to get clients, right? Then it was the time constraints. So it was, all right, I have clients, I'm working with these clients. and I don't really have time to focus on creating content because I have to service these clients, right? Then it's the limited resources. So you guys know, like, creating content can be expensive. So you can spend a couple $1,000s for someone to do videos for you. You can do a couple $1,000s to do photos. All this stuff can be expensive. If you bring in a social media manager, again, that's another expense. So these things are things that you have to think about. And this is what I was going through. I'm like, man, like, I want to create content. I don't want to do it. Then it's expensive to create to have someone to do it for me. I'm like, man, I don't know what to do, right? Then it's the lack of engagement. You put all the energy into, you put hours into creating one reel, one post, and then you get one like. Okay. Then it was the fear of making mistakes. It was like, oh man, like, what if I post something that isn't that's not correct? Or what if I post something that someone doesn't agree with, right? Right? It was that fear of making the mistakes. What if I make a cardinal sin of social media? What if I post when it's not my time to post, or within my window, right? So, and then I want to be real, in the last one, I want to be real with you guys. Um, some days I just didn't care. I didn't care about social media, right? I just wanted clients. Like, I knew that I wanted to be in front of clients, helping clients, right? I didn't care about social media. So that's me being honest, guys. All right. So as of October 2023, the number of people using social media is over 4.9 billion worldwide. Okay. So with that, and then with that, the average user has about 6 different platforms. So if you guys don't know, there's 8.1 billion people in the world. Out of that, almost 5 billion is using social media, and the average person has about 6, right? So that in itself is like a whole nother conundrum. I'm like, oh my goodness, how do I find which platform to use, right? I'm gonna give you guys all this. This is all the preface of what I was dealing with and thinking about. And I know this is going to help somebody because I know somebody else has dealt with the same thing. Popular platforms like Facebook have over 68% of their monthly users logging in daily. 68% daily, right? Now, if I just stop there, if I just want to stop there and train, right? So let's say, if you're one of the things I would recommend, and I think this will help somebody, if you are creating content, one of the things that I would recommend is find a social media platform and stick to that, right? Now, I'm not saying don't post other places, but your focus can be this one platform. Now, how do you pick your platform? Your platform should be based on where's your audience, okay? So if my audience is people over 35, 40, guess what? You're talking about probably Facebook, maybe LinkedIn, okay? If you're saying under 30, under 35, that opens it up to Instagram, TikTok, excuse me, Twitter, some of these other platforms, TikTok, I think I said TikTok. But so now that opens up. So you want to make sure wherever you're posting aligns with your audience, because what you can be doing is putting so much energy into posting to a platform where your people are not even there. And then you wonder why, oh crap, like I post and nobody's responding, or I'm not getting engagement, or it's not reaching enough people. But you're trying to sell fur coats in Las Vegas. Nobody gonna buy, right? So we have to know where our people are. Okay. All right. So and this was another issue or thing that I did. This is what kind of messed me up. I started to follow some of the more pronounced marketers, right? Some of the big time guys, and I was thinking, okay, well maybe I can do that. Maybe I can emulate this person. And what I did was, by just seeing the success they had and seeing what they've done, I'm discounting the work that went in based on what I see today. Okay. So you guys have seen the picture, like the famous picture of the glacier, or the iceberg, where the majority of that iceberg is underwater, and then you see like a little peak on the top, right? And that's the same thing that happens when we as professionals, we have to create a calendar or routine of work, right? A body of work. So you have to put in a certain amount of hours. I think it's like 1,000 hours you become a professional, or 10,000 hours you become a professional. And that's what we want to be thinking about. How can I put in this work so that the seeds will produce fruit in the future? And then one of the points I'm going to make to you guys is how to disassociate the seed and the tree, because they're different. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. So what I had to do, guys, I had to find my voice. I had to find like who I was within my own marketing ecosystem, right? Because if I try to sound like this person, it's hard to keep that up because that's not me. Or if I try to post like this person, man, like I'm gonna get burnt out and drained because again, that's not me. Okay. So you have to figure out, where am I in this stratosphere, so that I can be comfortable and also be consistent. Okay. So I started to look at myself. I started to look at myself as like not competent. I started to look at myself as like not being authentic, right? Until I figured out, and I'm gonna tell you guys what happened to me. In the chat, guys, anybody else felt like this, like please let me know. I want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. I might be the only one. Now, and if so, that's cool. But if anybody else has felt like that, just let me know in the chat. And I had this epiphany, and it was based on, and I'm gonna get into some content with you guys. I know I'm on the soapbox right now, but I had this epiphany of like the horses that race, right? If you've ever noticed the horses that race, what do? They have on these things, this blinders, is like this, right? And the purpose of that is they want to make sure that that horse is not that their body isn't changed by what was happening in their environment, right? They don't want that horse to look to the left or look to the right and get frightened or get off course, right? And that's the same thing that we have to do too. We have to figure out, all right, what are our blinders in this community, in this in our own ecosystem, and let's stay to that. And what I would tell you guys, and this is just from my self realization, is you really want to just like be truly aware of like who you are and what you want to create, right? And if you want to be global, then all of your actions have to be based on global thoughts, right? If you want to say, okay, I want to make a couple 100,000, I want to make maybe 1 million, something like that, that's cool. When you make decisions, will this get me closer to my $1 million? Or will this get me, or will this just take more time from me, right? So whenever we're making decisions, your decisions can't be based on the person that I am today. Your decisions have to be based on the person that I am going to be. And that's where the switch happens. Okay. So let me tell you about my switch. So this was like late 2022. And this is where I had my big moment, my big aha moment. And I read this book, and this book is called, and I talk about it a lot because it really changed my life, to be honest. I read this book, and it's called The Power of Now. The book is called The Power of Now, and it's an amazing book. And one of the things that I learned, I'm gonna tell you guys, this book helped me in relationships. This book helped me in business. This book helped me get over grief and things that I've dealt with from parents and stuff like that, right? So this book is called The Power of Now. And what happened within this book and what it taught me, and honestly, guys, like by the first page, I was hooked. And that's no lie. First page, I was hooked. I said, this is a life-changing book because it started off with a life-changing story. And what this book taught me was everything that happens, I control the result. And when I realized that I can control my emotion and everything that happens, it changed my life, right? It changed my life. If something happens and I get mad, guess what? I decided to get mad. If I'm sad, I decided to be sad. And the same thing for business. If I'm looking at other people and I'm thinking, oh my God, I should be like this person. You have decided to do that. So what it did was it allowed me to come back to myself and say, oh man, like this is what I want. This is how I want to show up. And it allowed me the freedom to be okay with showing up the way that I want to show up. Okay. So now another thing it did was I stopped putting value on the results. And now I started putting the value in the work. Okay. So my goals, how I set goals changed because now I'm not going to set a goal that's monetary. My goal is now based on work. So I may say, okay, I'm not going to say, hey, I want to make 30,000. I'm going to say, I want to sit down with, I want to close 5 clients, right? Or I want to reach out to 100 clients. Those are things that now I can control, right? Just like my emotions. I can control those things. I can say, okay, instead of reaching out to 100 clients in in a year, how about I collapse that to a month? So now instead of making 30,000 for the year, I make 30,000 in that month, and that changes everything. That changes how we process. That changes the results. And now what that does is that allows me to control everything around me. Right now, here's the bigger piece. Once this happens, I'm still not controlled by the emotion, right? Because once I hit that goal, now I just go back. So I'm gonna use this as an example. So if I have my strategy or my goal is to do 100 things of outreach, right? So my goal is to do 100 pieces of outreach. So 100 calls, 100 DMs, whatever it is that you want to do is outreach. So now, once I've done that, I've done my 100. Now I can go back and look at what the data. Okay, what happened in those 100 calls? The calls that I did close, what did I say different from the ones I didn't close, right? So now I can say, okay, I'm not going to say this, I'm going to say this. And now instead of closing 20 out of 100, I'll close 35 out of 100. And now I'm just tracking what's working. And now my results are going to be predictive because I've created a system that is based on predictive results. Okay. If that makes sense, guys, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And any questions you have, guys, put it in the chat and I'll answer it while we're going. Okay. All right. Here's another thing. I realized that, and this is from the book, guys. I realized that failure isn't final. I also realized that success isn't final, right? So as a result, neither one of those should be tied to an emotion. And that changed my outlook. Again, those are my blinders. That changed my outlook on how I obtain goals. Okay. All right. So guys, here, so we talked about my 6 factors that led to inconsistency within social media. So what I want to do is I'm going to give you my 4-piece blueprint of how I overcame that. And then I'm going to give you guys some resources. Of course, again, if you have any questions, put in the chat and I'll answer it. So here's number 1, guys. And if you're, you should have the printout. If not, it's in the chat. And make sure you get that so you can kind of follow along with what we're talking about. So number 1, the first thing that I did was I made an agreement with myself. I made an agreement with myself. And what I did was I asked myself, okay, Terrence, what are you comfortable doing? Right? Because a lot of times what we do within our planning, we put friction in our planning, right? Now, if you're a person who has never been live on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, you've never been live before, and you set a goal, okay, I'm gonna go live 45 times in the next 3 days. Sir, ma'am, you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. It's too much friction. You've never done it before, and now you're putting this unrealistic barrier to hit a goal, and you don't even know if it's aligned with what you're trying to do for right now. Okay. So what you want to do is you make an agreement with something that you're actually comfortable with. And once you make this agreement of something that you're comfortable with, now you can start to work towards that goal. Okay. And once you're comfortable and you have the goal set, now you can commit to it. So for an example, um, we use outreach again. So, for an example, if you've never done 20 pieces of outreach, then doing 100 is like super unrealistic for now. So once you set your goal, it's okay. We do 20 or we do 10, then we do 20, we do 30, 40, 50, and let's work ourselves up. So now I understand that even though 100 is the goal, I'm working myself up to that 100. And this is the same thing that we talk about. And so this is social media, this is business, everything, because we want to have a factor within our business where we can control the results. So the thing about social media where people can get burnt out is because a lot of times people post and they don't get the results from it, right? And I should have put a screenshot. I thought I put it in the in the document, but I took a screenshot to put in here for you guys, and it was a conversation I had. So the one thing that I do when people follow me, I'll just shoot them a quick message. Hey, thank you so much for following me, and I look forward to connect with you. Right. So this is something I can just do once, once a week, once every couple of days, whatever. Right. But why is this important? I want to break that communication barrier, right? Because now they've seen something where they said, okay, you know what? I want to follow you. Once they follow me, I'm going to say, hey, thank you for following me, right? Because eventually I'm going to have a conversation with them, and I don't want this to be the first time that I have a conversation with them. A lot of times what happen is we will want to reach out to people or do, let's say for outreach purposes, we want to reach out to people, but we've never had a conversation with these people. So now it's going to be a thing of, okay, I'm going to ask this person to buy this product or do this, come to this event or do this thing, but we've never had a conversation, right? So a lot of times I'll have a routine every so often, every couple of months. If I don't talk to a person, I'm gonna shoot them a DM. Hey, how's everything going? And actually, the screenshot I want to send you guys, it was literally of that. It was me saying, "Hey, how's your business going?" Right? The guy said, "Oh man, the business is going great." He was saying, "I had a couple questions. You mind if we hop on the call?" Cool, no problem. Hop on the call. He didn't buy, but he sent me 2 referrals, right? So for clients. So from me just being diligent and within the outreach, now that's built that customer base, like just by doing it just like that. But that's something that I said I was comfortable with doing. I can do outreach. I can do DMing, warming people up. So figure out that thing that you're comfortable with and make sure that you're able to accomplish that thing and make sure you can commit to that thing. Okay. The second one, create a long-term goal. So I kind of talked about this. Look at the big picture. You want to be thinking about 5 years in a row. If you're going to do this thing, make sure this thing is attached to the big goal, right? So if you're going to do an event, make sure this event is tied to a bigger event or a retreat or something like that, where you're just getting people primed. So you want to be thinking about everything that you're doing as a journey. Even in like your sales process, everything is a journey. So you want to be looking at, all right, I'm doing this because I want to get people prepared for this, right? It's called like an ascension model. So it's the same thing, the same way that you want to be thinking about it. All right. Number 3, I work towards my strengths, and I work towards my strengths for that moment. So we were talking about before, if going live isn't your thing, then you can create content that's not based on you going live. Or you can create videos, reels or whatever, that's not based on you being in front of the camera. What you can do is create, it's called B-roll content, right? So this can be content, you guys have seen this before, of like, it could be you preparing, like if you make a product, it could be a camera shining down on your hands while you're making product. It could be pictures of the woods, and you create a reel that goes behind it. It can be literally anything, guys. You can use so much stuff that you can use as content. You can have a video if you're, shining over your shoulder, and you're doing something, whatever it is you do, and you create, content based on that. So look, so that's the video. Now let's turn that into a reel. So you turn that into a reel, find some audio. You can literally go to Chat GPT and say, hey, I want to create I want to create 20 hooks for reels based on this target audience. This is what I help them do, right? Also, what is the trending audio right now that I could attach to these reels, right? Boom. So you got 15, 20 reels done. Hey, ChatGPT, can you create the captions for these as well with hashtags? Boom, that's done, right? Now you've created enough content within a couple hours where you now don't even have to worry about content anymore. And now you can post that content or schedule that content. Now your content for the month is done. Okay. Number 4, I got help. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm not gonna say exactly how much. What I'll say is, I think this is 2022. I paid we paid over, and Britt, correct me if I'm wrong, around, it's 5 figures. I'm not gonna say how much. Definitely 5 figures for coaching, just in coaching, right? That's 2023, 2022, 2023. But what I realized is a few things. First off, I can't ask anyone to invest in coaching with me if I have not invested in coaching. So I can't say, hey, look, my coaching costs $21,000, but I haven't spent even $10,000. That's not ethical, right? So what I did was I said, okay, I got to get help. Like, this is an area that I need help in. I have to find somebody who has the answer, and I have to have them fix my issue. So now I don't have to spin my wheels and keep worrying about, man, how do I fix this issue? Because we have to realize the most valuable thing in life is time. It's not money, it's time, right? So we have to figure out, okay, how do I use this tool, which is the money, to pay for the thing that I need help with? I need to get time back. So that's number 4. You got to get help. If you need help in the area, you got to do it. Okay. All right. So that's number 4. So we're at what, 7:07. So good timing. So this is what I'm gonna do, guys. You should have it in the in your document. What I did was I attached free tools that you can use in all of these areas, right? So number 1, we talked about lack of planning, right? So HubSpot is also a free CRM platform. It has a content creation or generator tool that you can use. It's free, right? Of course, you can use ChatGPT, which is openai.com. For time constraints, if you're like, man, like I don't really have the time to do this stuff. First one is buffer.com. You can use that. You can link all of your social media platforms, and you can post your content. They have a free version. Of course, they have a paid version as well. Hootsuite, the same thing. I don't have one I prefer over the other. I just want to give you guys 2 of each that you can use. If you have limited resources, if you don't have the money to pay someone to do editing, if you don't have the money to pay someone to do graphics or anything like that, Canva everybody should have Canva. It's an amazing tool if you use social media. And another one is CapCut. I use CapCut a lot. That one has templates that you can use. It has a bunch of different resources you can use to create nice looking videos that look professional. Okay. For creative burnout, this one was kind of like, it's a bunch of different things we can do. Headspace.com, they have a free, I think they have a free trial, if I remember correctly. They have a free trial, like 14 days, you know, if I remember correctly, but it's a meditation app. So, you know, if it's a thing of like, okay, I need to recenter, get myself back together, clear some mental fog so I can get back in place, that's a great app for you, or website for you to use. Unsplash is a website that you can use. It has stock videos and pictures. So professional stock videos and pictures. They have a free version, but of course, like you have a paid version, you get more credits to take off like the watermarks and stuff like that. If you are lacking engagement, a website called righttag.com. That is a hashtag, I would say, generator, where you can kind of look at what some of the hashtags that are trending. So you can use that to get more reach on some of your content. Excuse me, on some of your content, and then that will give you more, of course, more engagement. I'm gonna give you guys a strategy on engagement too in a few minutes. And another one, Social B. I think Social B is similar. I can't remember exactly offhand. There's too many websites to remember. Then the fear of making mistakes, just call me. You know, if you're having mistakes, you know, if you have a fear of making mistakes, just call your boy. You know, we'll figure it out. You know, we'll figure something out. Just hit the website. We'll get it done. All right. Now, last thing, I'm gonna talk about the lack of engagement, and then we're gonna cut it short from there. Okay. Everything good? Any questions, guys? Make sure you put it in the chat, and we'll figure it out. Now, if you have a lack of engagement, there's so many different things that can be. So I don't want to diagnose what that can potentially be, but I'm gonna give you guys an engagement strategy that you can use that will help boost your engagement. So before, I would say about 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after you post, you want to be engaging with like your hashtag, okay, or different hashtags and people within the community. So like if your hashtag is event planner, you want to be looking at the hashtag for event planner and looking at all the top posts and going to like that person's profile and commenting and engaging in those profiles, right? So if you have someone who just posted something a couple days ago, a couple hours ago, go and comment on it, right? Now, here's the key. When you go and comment, your engagement should not be, oh, that's beautiful, that's nice, that's whatever, right? Your engagement needs to be like you're having a conversation, right? Like we look at social media sometimes. We take the social out of social media, right? Be engaging. Like, if they post something, you're like, man, I don't really understand that. I don't really agree with that. You can ask a question. Hey, look, I understand where you're coming from, but can you explain more? Like, why'd you think that? Right? Ask a question. They're then going to engage back. What does that do? That boosts the algorithm, right? Now you guys are going to be having a back and forth conversation. Not only that, other people are going to see the question. What happens if you see somebody ask a really good question or comment? They're going to go to your page. You're going to get more followers. You're going to get more reach. That's just something that you want to do when you're posting. That's just really important. That would get more reach. When you're doing different things. So, all right, cool. So this is what I did. I just had to figure out. So again, my 4 things was I made an agreement with myself and I stuck to that. I had to commit to whatever it is that I decided I'm going to do. Okay. Number 2, I looked at my long-term goal. So I'm not just creating content just to create content. Like I want this to be a lead generator. I want to be able to, my strategy is outreach more than inbound marketing. So, I want to make sure that I have content that people can resonate with. So a conversation I had just the other day, I got on the call with a guy. I never met him. I don't even remember how he started following us. And he said, man, I just want to tell you, man, I love your content. Like I learned so much just in a couple of videos. I'm like, okay, cool. I definitely appreciate it. But I knew that I wanted to stick to or commit to creating educational based content where people can just come here, get a whole bunch of nuggets, keep it moving. You need help, reach out, and we help them. And that's simple, right? So think about your long-term goal and create your strategies based on your long-term goal. I work towards my strengths. So if my strengths isn't, doing dancing videos on TikTok, you're not gonna see me, shaking the leg on TikTok. You're never gonna see that. If you see that, something wrong with your boy. Come help me. All right. You don't want to see that actually. That's not gonna be a good sight. And then number 4, just got help. Whatever area that you need help in, make sure you just go seek the help. Like it's really that simple. Okay. All right, guys. So I hope this was helpful for somebody. This is definitely, if anything, this was therapy for me, right? I definitely appreciate you guys for checking this out. We are at 7:15. I'm gonna turn it back over to Britt and Bella, and if you guys have any questions, let me know.